financial planning consideration. So did you just have a new child or did you have a new grandchild? And are you concerned about coordinating your legal and financial plan? Now, we are not financial advisors. This is meant to be purely educational. If you have a new child or a new grandchild, whether you have a kid before or this is your first, you need, of course, to update your core estate plan. You need to make sure you have a living trust in place, your own durable powers of attorney, your own advance directive. You need to make sure you have guardian nominations. But then we have to look at your financial plan and how you're thinking about that, because it's very different if you are just supporting yourself and thinking about that versus if you're want to leave something for your kids or your grandkids and you want to support them. In this new age of artificial intelligence, a lot of people are terrified of how am I going to keep my job? How's my kid going to have a job when computers take over everything, when artificial intelligence is taking over 90% of the tasks that humans currently do? I don't think it's going to happen that quickly. We have to be aware of it. So does that mean you want to leave more for the benefit of your child and make sure they at least have a roof over their head and some support? That's especially crucial if you have a child or a grandchild with special needs. We really need to make sure there's not only enough to support you and that you're covered, but there's enough to support your grandchild or your child who can't maybe obtain a job themselves or support themselves after you're gone. So you have to rethink your financial plan and really think about this and make sure that the projections you have are still up to date. Life insurance can be a crucial tool. If you're worried about a gap, I have a certain amount of money, but I don't think it's going to be enough to support my daughter who is on the autism spectrum, or I just want to make sure that my child can afford a home, if nothing else, and I'm not sure I have enough. Life insurance can help fill that gap. Aside from that, you have to make sure your beneficiary designations are up to date. I know it sounds it's almost like an afterthought in many cases, but if you don't take a fresh look every time you have a new child or a new grandchild, you need to look at the beneficiary designations for your retirement accounts, 401k, your IRA, Roth IRA, your life insurance policy. You might have life insurance through your work. You might not know about it. Typically, you name your spouse first. If something happens to your spouse, where does it go? And that's where we have to make sure that you name your new child, your new grandchild, or better yet, you create protective trust for them. A family protection trust or a dynasty trust for your child, a special needs trust if that's in place. So it's really crucial that we don't just say, okay, well, I have a new child. I have a trust. It says assets are going to them. We need to rethink how that fits with your financial plan, regardless whether you work with us or the networks we're building or your own financial advisor. Everybody needs to talk together. It's a great excuse. When you have a new child or a new grandchild, that is a decision point, and that is a point where you need to meet as a team.
One criticism we've had forever about financial planning is that they fail to be objective and realistic about what aging means. So do we want to get long-term care insurance? Does that make sense? Are we really aware of, for example, the fact that 70% of us over the age of 65 will need some form of expensive long-term care? Has that really been integrated into our thinking? And if so, how? And are we using the correct tools in that world of financial planning? So I've rethought many of these things. So again, I'm living and breathing these issues. So I can tell you the traditional financial advising approach assumes kind of vanilla that you have standard needs. That's not reality. Reality is you're an individual. You need to sit down to really take that comprehensive multi-generational look that's objective, and it's really a new way of looking at things. Updating.
And if you have a great advisor, keep working with them. Meet with your existing advisors. If you feel great about them, bring them in with a meeting with your attorney. Hopefully we can help you with your legal planning and making sure this is all integrated. And if you don't have that team, when you have a child or a new grandchild, it's time to build that team, that legal advisory team, that team that hopefully be around with you and your family for decades, and that financial advisory team that you feel really good about. So you can make sure that your insurance planning is up to, does your financial advisor, are they familiar with insurance options? Or annuities are not always a good thing, but in some cases they can be. And of course, traditional investing in stocks and bonds and all that. Again, this is for educational purposes. We are not financial advisors, but we want you to think about this. It's a good excuse to meet with that team, bring it together, make sure that everything's coordinated, that your non-retirement accounts are properly titled in your living trust, that your trust is up to date, that your power of attorney document addresses tax planning and long-term care planning. If you're out of it, have you empowered someone to take steps to protect your assets for your kids and your grandkids? Your power of attorney is key. So making sure you don't just have very basic estate planning documents, but making sure that your legal and your financial planning are both updated when you have that kid. So great excuse. There are moments in life where taking a few actions can have a high leverage impact, an extraordinary asymmetrical impact on your and your children's financial futures. So whenever you have someone new in your family, grandchild or child, set that meeting, build that team, take action. You can contact us. It's easy to find us, gilfix.com. 650-493-8070. You can join our large and growing client community. We serve people throughout the state of California, anywhere from San Diego to Wairika. And of course, subscribe to our Gilfix Law YouTube channel for more free legal educational videos. And if you have a comment or question, if you're watching this as a recording, leave that comment, leave that question. We'll try to get back to you.